Hello everyone. Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I think Alok, right? Alok, you have joined the batch, but that was my previous batch, so I didn't allow you. Okay.
Sorry.
So actually, you joined the batch, right? I got your confirmation that you are still joining in that waiting room. I got your confirmation, but I didn't allow you because that was my previous batch.
All right, all right.
Ha ha. Ha. Okay, fine. So let's continue, everybody, with the topic verification, right? So basically, we are starting with the types of testing, right? And there are two types that you need to remember. We can perform verification and we can perform validation. So in verification, it's all about whatever documentation you will receive. You will be just verifying those documents. And as I told you, for verification, few things that you should know, like different roles and responsibility. Who is the author, right? Who is exactly the test manager and even facilitator? Who is a scribe? And what are the roles of those person? So in general, verification is a process through which we can verify the software application, all the documents of that application. We can go through that documentation and we can identify the defect. That is called verification. Okay? Second point, the key point is what? Verification allow you to prevent the defect. Verification helps you to test the application early in the life cycle. Even you can identify defect early. You can fix it early. Automatically cost will simple save. Your money will save, right? And quality will increase. So verification have lot of benefits. One more important benefit is what? Verification helps you to identify defect as well as their location. So basically at every phase of SDLC, we do verification. So we can track, okay, from which point we are able to observe the defect and what is the location for that. So yesterday we have seen what is a VV model, how come verification validation goes on as per the development cycle. So this complete orange color cycle, whatever you can see, that is your development cycle. Along with the development, we can continue with our testing process. So for every phase, we do testing because of V methodology. And VV model, it is simply the detailed explanation about the verification and validation process that we carried out at every phase of development cycle. So there are a lot of benefits. One more key point that you need to remember as per the ISTQB, the slogan. Verification means check that whether we are building product right. So it is following simple process. So whether your application, it is on the same process or we are tracking and we are completing our work properly or quality work, that we can track with the help of verification. And that's the reason. Different techniques for verification is just a review tech. And guys, at a broader level, two types, informal, formal. But we need to understand now, in informal, two techniques are there, which is walkthrough and informal review. Informal review, which is very common, very popular in agile methodology. Because in agile also, we don't follow any plan, any strategy, right? It's all about whatever requirements are given. Within a short time frame, we are delivering and developing those requirements. So today we will understand what is walkthrough, what is exactly inspection, and the technical review. Okay, just a minute. Okay. So yesterday we have discussed about the informal review too. So these are the just review processes yet that you need to remember, because in ISTQB you need to understand this is how the review process going on, right? But usually in real time, nowadays we don't maintain any kind of documentation. As I told you, nowadays for manual testing also we generally use a tool, and through the tool, through the management process, we can handle this entire process. But for interview perspective, these techniques you should remember. So fine, we can verify document with the help of review. And there are different types. So informal review, just a informal way of communication with our colleague. So whenever you are facing any difficulty in a documentation, you can directly ask that doubt related to that work or related to that work product to your colleague. And that is called informal review. So it is not based on any formal document. There is no entry exit criteria, nothing. There is actually no meeting involved. It is just we are asking a doubts, or it is maybe performed by the colleagues of the author, okay, or by the other people or buddy check. So results may be documented because results we need for improvement, right? And somewhere this technique can vary. Okay, depending on the usefulness on that reviewer, guys. So yes, use of checklist is completely optional because we don't follow any process, nothing, right? But it is very commonly used in agile development. And main purpose is obviously detect the defect from that documentation, whatever document you will review. So informal review, it's a very basic. But now it is time to understand what is a walkthrough and what are the key points to remember about this walkthrough. The first step is walkthrough. It is a informal review again. But the one more point is what? Just a minute. In walkthrough, you need to understand who initiate the walkthrough process. So some key points, let's discuss now. So guys, first of all, what exactly walkthrough means? Okay. In walkthrough, author is important. Okay. Because who is author? Author is responsible to explain the whole document to you. The very first, what will happen? See, whatever work product it is, whatever document it is walkthrough. It is a process which always initialize through only and only author. The author will explain each and every work product line by line explanation about that product. Other colleagues will observe the product. Okay, they can put their suggestions. Okay, and based on the suggestions, walkthrough, or we can say author of that work product, can make the changes. So first point, walkthrough is just an open-ended session, right? Open-ended session. Here everybody is involved. No specific meeting time. So time duration can be anything. But the point is what? It is a completely open-ended, so everybody can share their own thoughts on that work product. And it is always initiated by the author of that document. So main key point is what? Walkthrough initiates by the author. Author will explain the product, colleagues will observe it, and as per their suggestions, author has to perform rework. And author will improve the quality of the document. This is the process going on, and then that process we can call walkthrough process. Are you getting my point? So it is also informal type of review. Again, depends on the importance. We can have informal to formal also, but that totally depend on the organization. But walkthrough, it is a process or it is a type of review which is informal, and it is always initiated by the author. So here also management is not involved. No planning, nothing. Yeah, sometimes scribe important to record the points discussed in the meeting as it is open-ended. So it is definitely sometimes it get off track. So whatever points we need to discuss based on that, scribe is sometimes important. In walkthrough, sometimes we can follow the checklist too. So as per the point, as per the checklist, we can have a discussion. But it is just a open-ended session. Everybody can share their own thoughts related to the development or related to that product. And based on that, author has to rework. As I mentioned yesterday, for every development cycle, right? Mostly at an initial level, requirement gathering phase, design phase, we conduct over there informal type of review. It's like walkthrough. It's like your simple informal review. Scribe is a person, Nirmala. Scribe is an entity who is responsible to record the things, whatever it is simply discussing in the meeting. So he will act like a recorder. Okay, that is called scribe. Okay, now see, in this particular process of walkthrough, what is happening? The first important point, who lead this meeting? So walkthrough meeting typically lead by the author of that worker product, means author of that document. So generally, if walkthrough initiate in the requirement phase, then BA will lead the meeting. Walkthrough initiate in the coding phase, developer will lead the meeting. Are you getting my point? So the responsible person who have implemented that document, that person lead this meeting. So it may take a form of simple scenarios, dry runs, and simulation. Means what? Here the author will explain some kind of scenarios, whatever they have mentioned in that document. Some kind of dry run and simulation means what? Somewhere this is a kind of what we can say a dummy execution. Dry run matlab trial. Simple. We can take a trial of that application. If application is ready, then they can simple explain you with the trial. Okay, this is how, or some kind of prototype. This is how we are going to implement. This is how we are going to simple use this application. So that kind of demo they will provide to you for understanding about the product. And see, scribe is mandatory for record the things, whatever you discuss in the simple meeting. And sometimes, yes, checklist also we can follow. So this is completely optional. So whenever you need it, you can follow the checklist. for guideline, certain, certain guideline for meeting. And even individual preparation before meeting is optional because it is open-ended session. So there are no strict rule to be followed, right? Again, potential defect logs, review reports may be produced. So yes, result is important to track. For that, reports we generally generate, and it can vary. Practice in the point, quite normal, or we can say informal to very formal technique. So depends on the requirement. We can simple use this particular technique, okay, from the informal to formal way. Main purpose remains same, guys. We can identify defect, we can improve the software quality. Again, it consider alternative implementations, right? Evaluate conformance to standard and your specification. So generally, whether your application is developing as per the requirement of the customer or not, right? That you are able to track. So as per the specification, software is developed or not, that you are able to track using walkthrough process. So only few points you need to remember. Walkthrough is an informal process. It is always led by the author. Author has to explain the work product. Other candidates, other colleagues will observe the product. They will guide a suggestion. And based on the suggestion, author has to do rework. So this is all about the informal process, which is a walkthrough kind of review meeting. Correct? Now it is time to understand what is formal meeting type. In walkthrough, if these are the points we need to remember, then what is a formal meeting type? First point, formal meeting initiated by whom? That's the main important point, guys. So let me explain first. Whenever it comes to the formal, the very formal method that is called inspection. So guys, if you remember, inspection, it's like our college or school time inspection, right? So whenever some inspection authority is coming to the organization, what will happen? That we follow certain rule, we follow certain guideline, right? We have to simply show them like this is how the process going on. And same thing we are going to implement, okay, in this real time also. So in IT industry, what is the inspection? See, somewhere, now consider, here we have a BA person, okay? Suppose let's talk about not directly BA, I will be taking developer, okay? So developer have developed the particular product, okay, fine. But whatever document he have prepared, suppose developer have some difficulty in this document. So developer reach to whom? Facilitator. Okay. Facilitator. He is a main entity who can communicate with the customer. I mean, who can communicate with the test manager. So facilitator, which is nothing but moderator. Moderator. Okay. So whenever facilitator feels that, okay, fine, this document needs a technical review, then based on that requirement, he will reach to test manager. What the test manager will do? Test manager really check that, okay, fine, is it really technical review is required? Some kind of technical review required for the document? If yes, then guys, test manager will make some planning. So very first, how the process starts in formal review. I'm explaining that part. Your author cannot directly communicate with the test manager or that higher authority for technical review. Author will explain the problem with facilitator. Facilitator communicate with the test manager. Test manager initiate the planning. So what is planning? In planning phase, test manager decide the duration, timing, dates, okay, for that particular meeting. Then number of team member, those involves in the meeting, right? Even the duration means how much time we are going to conduct that meeting, hardly 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, right? That is already defined. So basically, entry and exit criteria, it is defined by the test manager. Suppose any budget estimation required, so that estimation also defined by the test manager. Suppose somewhere for review, okay, we need to ask some external people to observe the product, then definitely cost estimation they need to track. So planning, which is always done by the test manager. Whenever planning is completed, second phase in review meeting, that's all about kick-off process. So kick-off process means what? Actually, it is a process where the facilitators share all the information about a review meeting to all the planned participants. Example, it is decided that only 10 people attend this meeting. Okay. In the 10 people, these people are technical person. But one more point. In inspection, guys, author is not involved. Do remember that inspection process always initiated by the facilitator. So who will start the process? Facilitator. What is the responsibility of a facilitator? Facilitator share the document to all the team member. So what is the purpose to share it? See, all this information initially shared to every participant because the third process is preparation. Participants need individual preparation, guys. Okay, whenever you are reaching or coming to the meeting, you should be prepared for the meeting. So individual preparation done by the every team, every participant, those are involved in the meeting. Once preparation is completed, actual review happen, right, on that product. In that review document, so whatever suggestions will be simply provided. Obviously, everybody, it's a strict process. So scribe and checklist, everything is involved. So obviously, scribe will record all the points. The review meeting is conducted. Once the meeting is completed, last step is all about follow-up step. In follow-up, defect, whatever defect identified in the meeting, right? Those defect has been fixed by that author in that work product. So author has to do rework. In follow-up, who is going to perform rework? The author has to do rework, guys. So basically what you have seen in inspection process, first point, it is very formal. And from technical review also, it is a most formal technique. Why it is so? Because in inspection only, we have proper entry and exit criteria. Inspection have proper 5-phase process: planning, issue preparation, or we can say issue discussion. All the documents of that issue or all the documents related to that meeting will be shared to the participant. Based on that, individual preparation happen. Based on that, meeting conducted. Whatever points, whatever issues noticed by that particular or in that meeting, those points should be improved by that author. Okay, so here we can have defect fixing process. Simple. So inspection is a very formal, because in inspection we have these 5 different phases. Let me show you. Planning, which is done by the test manager. Initiate review, which is done by the facilitator, and that's the reason, guys, he is the main entity who initiate the review meeting. So there is a simple question in ISTQ: who will initiate walkthrough? Who will initiate inspection meeting? So do remember, inspection always initiated by facilitator and walkthrough initiated by author of that document. So whenever kickoff, this is actually kickoff process. So where facilitator initiate the review, and individual review means what? Individual preparation should be there from the participant side. Actual meeting conducted where the issue communication and analysis will happen. And based on that, follow process, which is again task for facilitator. Means fixing and reporting. It is also responsibility of what? Author. And once it is properly completed or not, it get tracked by the facilitator. So in inspection, we have 5-phase formal review process. That's the reason inspection is the most formal technique. So let's see what is inspection. It follows defined process with a formal documented output based on certain rules and the checklist. First point for inspection, individual preparation before the review meeting is required. Without that, you can't attend the meeting. Simple. Preparation is must. It is a formal follow-up process. So what is formal follow-up process? Here we need to explain 5 phases. Okay, the first one is planning, initiate review, individual preparation, inspection for that particular review, or we can say for that document, and finally, issue fixing and the reporting. Correct? So review meeting is always led by train facilitator, not the author. Do remember, walkthrough initiated by that particular author, but inspection meeting always initiated by the facilitator. Scribe is important here because it is a formal process. So author has no rule. Basically, author cannot act like review leader or reader or any scribe. So author is not a part of this meeting. But after meeting, whatever defects get logged, those defects get collected and simple author has to improve it in the software application. So automatically it should be fixed by that author. So potential defect logs and review reports are produced, and these metrics get collected and used to improve the entire software development process, including the inspection process too. So main purpose remains same. We are going to identify defect, prevent the defect, right? Gaining the confidence in the work product. So main purpose remains same for every review process. But this is how some key point you need to remember. Guys, first thing, there is only one review available which has a specific entry exit criteria, means proper planning, and that is called inspection only. In inspection, author is not involved, so that's the reason most of the time for technical documents only we create inspection, guys. So what type of meeting happen for technical document? It is inspection only. So here some expert people, all the development team get involved. They gone through your document, and based on that they will provide some suggestion. And then author has to do rework. But inspection process is completely based on 5 phases. Planning, initiate review, individual preparation, issue communication means discussion or meeting, and finally fixing and reporting. And so it is called very formal technique, right? So this is how you need to remember inspection process. Now what is next? We have last technique, which is technical review. Guys, technical review, again some technical people. Sometimes what happen, we can ask external teams, okay, some external expert to have a review on our document. So that process called technical review. Again, it is not, we can say, exact or 5 phase formal base or complete formal process. Means there is no entry exit criteria. Rest of the point remains same. Like scribe is important, checklist is important, right? Review meeting is optional, and it is always lead by whom? We can say train a facilitator. So basically, reviewer should be technical peer of the author, or they should be technical expert in the same or other discipline. Individual preparation before meeting is also required. So technical review conducted by some technical expert. To remember this point. Again, it is a formal, so rest of the point remains same. For meeting, preparation is must. Scribe is required. Checklist means some kind of guideline should be there, right? And based on that, we can simple identify the defect, we can log it, I mean that technical expert, and then based on that author has to do rework. So gaining consensus means what? If there is any problem in your documentation, if there is any defect in your documentation, those defect, those issues, we need to identify first as a technical expert. So somewhere we can identify, I mean the technical person can identify root cause of that problem, and then author has to work on that root cause, that why this defect is raising, what is the reason behind that, right? So here the proper depth concept will be identified, noticed by the technical review. So detecting defect, again same, preventing defect, fixing it early. All these are what? All these are purposes for the review technique. The few points you need to remember. Informal, which is very common in Agile, and it is just a general discussion, okay, within a colleague or within a team. Second is what? Walkthrough. Who initiate walkthrough? Walkthrough always initiated by the author, and that is the informal review. Open-ended session. Author explains document, other colleague observe the document, and they will provide a suggestion, and author will implement the same. Third, which is very formal, which has 5 phase follow-up process: planning, initiate review, individual preparation, actual meeting, and defect fixing and reporting. Correct? So basically 5 phases are there. Inspection is the only one technique which is initiated by the facilitator, and inspection has only entry and exit criteria. But then what is technical review? Technical review, the review conducted by the technical person. That is called technical review. Simple. The purpose for every method, or we can say every technique, remains same. So let's have a look what are the benefits of verification. Because based on the same purpose, we are here to very first identify and even prevent the defect. So you can see, first the benefit is what? Preventing defect in design or coding by uncovering inconsistencies, by any ambiguities, let's say any contradictions, any inaccuracies, or any redundancies in the requirement. So basically, we have to focus on the given requirement of the customer, and you can simple identify the problems, whatever there inside that document. That could be design, that could be coding, that could be requirement document. Because we can start review right from the requirement file. Okay. Then detecting and correcting defect more efficiently. Identify the defect which are not easily found by dynamic testing, because verification helps you to identify location too. So guys, automatically if you verify, if you start with verification first, it will help you to increase development productivity. Automatically, it will help you to reduce development cost and time. Similarly, it will help you to reduce testing cost and time too. So early testing always save time and money, correct? And because of the review, what is the benefit? We are able to improve the communication between the team members, right? In the course of participants in the reviews. So basically, you will have a communication, you will have a, we can say, what we can say, the discussion within a team. And that will also help you to share your thoughts or share your opinion for that particular document, which is prepared by the author. So yes, is that mean tester is not able to do review for test cases? No, guys. Initially, what is your role? Whenever you will understand the requirement, based on the requirement, when you design your test cases, first a review conducted by you only. So test case review first time whenever it will be happen, it is conducted by you because you are the author of your test case document. So first do review. Everything is right. Then the review will be there by your team lead. Okay, team lead will review that particular document. Then there is a review by the test manager. Sometimes your customer can also review your document. So review process is not only related to development cycle. Whatever test cases you will prepare, for those test case also review is important. So review will help you to track the problems, correct? Exactly in which point, which test case. Suppose somewhere you haven't written proper test case. Maybe objective is wrong. Maybe somewhere in document you have made changes, or let's say you have written test case duplicate, right? So because of review, you will get to know that. Is there any duplicate test case available? And then you can work, or you can simple remove the duplicate test case from the document, and then you can share the document to the customer side. Are you getting my point? So review process is there for complete cycle. So for design document, code document, requirement, test cases, for every phase of the life cycle, we can do review. So one more best part to remember, we have learned that we have a development cycle. Let's say requirement, design, here come development. After development, we have a testing phase. Then we have a deployment. And finally, we have a maintenance, right? So when we can start verification phase and for what point we can continue? So let me tell you, we start verification from the requirement. And from verification, I mean from requirement, we continue verification till the release. Do remember this point. So guys, what is happening? Verification. This is a process where we can verify documentation. So it is called static testing. Absolutely correct. Again, verification as in terms of quality. See, in terms of quality, we have two things to understand. What is quality assurance and what is quality control? So QA stand for quality assurance. So quality assurance means we need to make sure that like whatever process we are following, that is proper or that is valid process. And quality QC means quality control. So, as per the quality, as per the judgment of the quality, we can just call it as there are organization take some necessary action to improve the quality. Quality for both, quality for software, even quality for process to develop that software. And this is possible with the help of Q and QC. So QA process, it is always process oriented. Remember, quality assurance, it's completely based on process oriented. So guys, somewhere verification we also called as quality assurance. Remember that point. We are doing quality assurance. We are checking that whether whatever application we are developing, that is a quality one or not. So QA stand for quality assurance. As per the quality, okay, we need to make sure that application is a quality. So QA process is always a process oriented. And for that reason, we can start quality assurance work from the requirement level and then we can continue till the release. But then what does mean quality control? Basically here, after development phase, you will get software which you can evaluate, which you can execute, right? So this process is called validation. Once any software application developed by the developer, then only we can execute it. So it is called validation. So validation, it is also process where we can validate software application to identify defect. Verification is a process where we can verify documents to identify defect. There is a difference. Here we verify document, here we validate software application. So it is called dynamic test. And just to improve the quality of the product, execution, as per their execution, validation also referred as quality control. So quality control, it's simply based on the testing activity. So you will do testing to identify defect, that's you are doing validation, and that is more related to quality control activity. So first point, QA process we can simple continue throughout the life cycle, but quality control only after product get developed. Do remember that testing, whatever execution you are doing, right? All the quality control actions we can take after development only. So it is called validation and QA called verification, because throughout the life cycle we can continue quality assurance process. So we have a separate module to learn about quality, more and more detail about quality. But for now, these points are enough. So guys, in this module, what we have seen, benefits of verification, what verification it is, from which point we can start, and different techniques of verification, nothing but review techniques. And here come, this module is completed. So you need to prepare some question. What is a formal review process? What are the different techniques of verification? Difference between walkthrough and inspection. Okay, what is your answer? What is the difference between walkthrough and inspection? See, first point, what type of review it is? Walkthrough is a informal, inspection is a very formal. Inspection initiated by the facilitator, walkthrough initiated by the author. Inspection, we have a proper entry exit criteria. Walkthrough is an open-ended session, correct? Inspection have a 5-phase formal process. Walkthrough, it's completely informal. So we don't have a 5-phase formal process. This is how you need to answer. And you can just mention, okay, fine. Again, the similarities also. The main objective remains same. We are here to identify defect as well as location of that defect. And this is how you need to prepare verification module. Okay. Is this clear? Different types of reviews clear? Like what is informal, walkthrough, inspection, and the last one is technical review. Yeah, because this is a theory, and in real time, as per the theory, generally we don't do, right? In real time, every organization have a different process. So somewhere we do with directly automation tool, or somewhere we can call it as management tool. And with the help of management tool, we are able to complete that process. Let me open now next module to continue. So we have completed walkthrough, I mean verification. Let's try to understand now what is validation. So validation is a main, we can say, type where we can at least perform execution process. So what is validation? First point, it is a process where we can start execution or where we can execute our software product to identify defect. And it is called dynamic testing. So guys, very first we'll be learning difference between verification and validation. See, for verification, we have a slogan. Are we building product right? So in validation, we test that are we develop right product? Okay. So whatever product is now actually developed in the market, whether it is a right, that confirmation is nothing but validation. And product right means verification. Here we'll be starting with our levels of testing, where you will understand responsibilities of a developer and tester. So unit testing level, integration with approaches, system testing, some different functional and non-functional testing types, other type of testing which are common that we can simple follow with every level. And lastly, we are going to discuss about benefits. The first step, what is validation? Guys, in validation, it is a complete execution. So you can identify defect, but you can't identify location of that defect. From which point or because of which requirement or which relation you got the defect, that you can't track properly. Okay. So first point, what is validation? It is a process done by systematically testing software product with the intention of finding defect. Yeah, because here we do execution. Verification, validation, both are complements to each other. So guys, these phases are not going to replace to anyone, right? Basically, these phases are complements to each other. So once verification is completed, we can start with the validation. So both are important for software testing. Okay, so here it is not any kind of replacement happen. So it is a discipline approach where it will help you to evaluate whether the final developed software product fulfill its specific intended purpose. So whether developed application is as per the requirement that you are able to confirm. So it is a process of evaluating software application during or at the end of the process, right? So we can start testing right from the requirement and we can continue till release. So at every phase of development, we can perform execution or we can perform validation. So that's the reason process is written like this, that this is a process for evaluating software application during or at the end of the development process. Depends on your approaches, correct? If you are following, we can say waterfall, then definitely validation happen once the application get ready. So we should start from the requirement, but actual execution you can do only after develop. So validation checks whether we are building the right product. So whatever product is now developed, whether it is the right one, just to confirm that. And validation where we do exact execution. So it is called dynamic testing. So somewhere people might ask you, what is static testing? What is dynamic testing? Usually students answer, okay, static testing means verification and dynamic testing means validation. No guys, stick to the point. What dynamic testing it is, whenever we do testing with execution, that is called dynamic testing. What is validation? It is a process where we can execute a software application to identify defect. That is called validation. What is static testing? Testing performs without execution, that is called static. And verification is a process where we can go through the document to identify defect. Then we can call it as verification. So yes, validation is called dynamic, where the application is actually used to test and find the defect. But one more point, validation helps you to identify presence of defect, but not exact location of that defect. So you will get to know, okay, defect is there available in the product or not, but you will not able to judge where exactly defect it is, what type of defect it is, even based on which interface or which rule, or maybe because of what change you are getting the defect. That is somehow difficult to track. And for that reason, we have different levels for testing. But before levels, let's understand difference. Basic difference between verification and validation. The same point just now we have discussed. See, verification means it includes checking document, code, design, program. Basically, we can verify all the phases of development cycle. And validation means it includes testing and validating actual product. It in verification, it checks that whether software conforms to specification or not. But here we check that software meets the requirement and expectation of customers or not, right? Verification called static, validation called dynamic. Verification can find bug early in the stage of development, but in validation, it can only find the bug that could not found by the verification process. Okay, so something we are not able to identify through verification, those defects you can identify using validation. The goal of verification is testing application and software architecture, even its specification, early in the life cycle. But goal of validation is what? Test actual work product or test actual software. And yes, what are the different methods that you can add? Even you can add this point. Verification also called quality assurance. Validation also called quality control. And what are the methods? The methods of verifications are nothing but methods of review. Informal, walkthrough, inspection, technical review. Those are the methods of verification. And validation methods are what? These are nothing but levels of testing. So guys, we have seen one type and its technique. Now it is time to understand how we validate any software application with the help of different levels. And how many levels are there in software testing? There are total 4 levels available in software testing. Okay. Okay, just a minute. but not able to understand if we get a requirement, then how we can identify the defect. So Nirmala, that is the point. Whenever you have a requirement, as I mentioned, initially you will get only draft. BA person collect the requirement, right? Whatever user requirement he collect, based on that, he will provide you draft. So initially we do review on this draft. Okay, तो आपका काम क्या है? Draft को review करो, right? Whatever it is mentioned in that draft, what you will do in the review process? Suppose some requirement list is there. You will identify, is there any requirement which is missing requirement? मे बी पॉसिबिलिटी कि बीए ने जो कलेक्ट किया है उसमें कुछ इनकम्प्लीट है, तो कुछ इनकम्प्लीट रिक्वायरमेंट अवेलेबल है क्या? रिक्वायरमेंट्स आर प्रॉपरली डिफाइंड, राइट? रिक्वायरमेंट्स आर एम्बिग्यूअस, देयर माइट बी पॉसिबिलिटी डिपेंडेंसी रिक्वायर्ड है, बट बीए ने कोई डिपेंडेंसी मेंटेन नहीं किया है, पॉसिबल बिकॉज इट इज जस्ट रिक्वायरमेंट इनिशियली कलेक्टेड बाय द बीए फ्रॉम द कस्टमर। तो उस केस में रिक्वायरमेंट रिलेटेड कोई इशू अवेलेबल है, नहीं है, दैट यू कैन रिव्यू। तो review process is all about initially whatever document you will get, you need to understand it, you need to properly review it and check that whether the document is a proper document. So in verification, as per your question, whenever you will get a particular requirement from the customer, right? This is how you will identify the issues in the document, and those issues we can notice in the form of what? Absolutely defect. Are you getting my point, Nirmala? Defect means what? Any flaw in software system ना, तो जब आप डॉक्यूमेंट्स को रिव्यू करोगे ऑब्वियसली यू विल नॉट गेट एनी डिफेक्ट रिलेटेड टू फंक्शनैलिटी। ये बस डॉक्यूमेंट है, इनिशियल डॉक्यूमेंट टू डेवलप समथिंग, करेक्ट? तो डॉक्यूमेंट्स में रिव्यू करके जो डिफेक्ट आइडेंटिफाई करोगे मींस व्हाट? एनी रिक्वायरमेंट रिलेटेड इशू, दैट इज वी कैन कॉल इट एज डिफेक्ट इन डॉक्यूमेंट्स। लेट्स से कोडिंग का डॉक्यूमेंट है, ठीक है, आपको रिव्यू करना है। कोडिंग के डॉक्यूमेंट में क्या है? सपोज डेवलपर ने क्या किया है, डेवलपर ने ऐड फंक्शनैलिटी को यूज किया है एंड डेवलपर हैव डायरेक्टली रिटर्न द आउटपुट दैट ए प्लस बी, बट एग्जैक्टली ए प्लस बी का टाइप क्या है? सपोज एग्जांपल देयर माइट बी पॉसिबिलिटी हियर दे हैव मेंशन डबल टाइप ऑफ डेटा, डबल ए कॉमा डबल बी, एंड एक्चुअल डेटा जो दिया है वो 100 है, मीन्स यू आर पासिंग हियर इंटीजर डेटा। तो दिस काइंड ऑफ डिफेक्ट्स यू नीड टू नोटिस बाय रिव्यूइंग द डॉक्यूमेंट। आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? यू नीड टू रिव्यू द प्रोसेस, वॉट एवर डॉक्यूमेंट इट इज उसको रिव्यू करो, एंड फिर उसमें जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स नोटिस होती है दैट यू कैन रिव्यू। समटाइम सपोज सेमीकोलन इज मिसिंग बाय द डेवलपर एंड यू आर गेटिंग द डॉक्यूमेंट फॉर रिव्यू, तो यू नीड टू आइडेंटिफाई द प्रॉब्लम्स इश्यूज फ्रॉम दैट डॉक्यूमेंट। इसीलिए टेस्टर का रोल इतना ही नहीं है कि बस रिक्वायरमेंट को रिव्यू करो। इफ यू नो प्रोग्रामिंग यू कैन रिव्यू कोड डॉक्यूमेंट टू। देखो एग्जाम्पल मैंने ऐसे कोड लिखा, सबसे बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल, ठीक है, कोडिंग का बताती हूँ। सपोज इफ आई एम हैविंग समथिंग इफ ट्रू, एंड मैंने कुछ लिखा है कि प्रिंट करो हेलो, ठीक है, प्रिंट करो सिस्टम आउट प्रिंट हेलो, एंड फिर मैंने लिखा है एल्स पार्ट, यहाँ पे लिखा है कि प्रिंट करो बाय। अब इस कोड में क्या प्रॉब्लम, कौन बताएगा? चलो जिनका जावा हो चुका है एटलीस्ट ट्राई। आई एम राइटिंग समथिंग इफ फंक्शनैलिटी, ठीक है, इफ कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट। अगर मेरा कंडीशन ट्रू है तो क्या होता है इन जनरल, ठीक है, मैं गोविंद और इनके लिए रिपीट कर रही हूँ कि इन जनरल ये क्या है, दिस इज अ कंडीशनल स्टेटमेंट। अगर आप ब्रैकेट में कुछ कंडीशन देते हो, इफ द कंडीशन इज ट्रू, तो हमेशा याद रखना ये ट्रू वाला पार्ट रन होता है, ठीक है, दिस इज अ ट्रू ब्लॉक। अगर कंडीशन फॉल्स है तो ही हमारा एल्स वाला पार्ट क्या होता है? एग्जीक्यूट होता है। अब इस केस में अगर मेरा कोड मैंने ऐसे लिखा है कि वॉट एवर कंडीशन इट इज बाय डिफॉल्ट इट इज ट्रू ओनली, देन टेल मी व्हाट विल बी द आउटपुट ऑफ दिस कोड। ये कोड क्या प्रिंट करेगा? हेलो को प्रिंट करेगा या बाय को प्रिंट करेगा? हम्म, yes, anyone guess? You know what, this is the code I have written which is a dead code. इसको प्रोग्रामिंग में बोलते हैं डेड कोड। क्यों डेड कोड है? बिकॉज यहाँ पे एक सेक्शन ऐसा है जो कभी रन ही नहीं होगा। सो एनी कोड विच इज नॉट एट ऑल एग्जीक्यूटेबल देन इट इज कॉल्ड डेड कोड। कौन सा पार्ट इसमें डेड है पता है? एल्स वाला पार्ट। यस, दिस इज अ डेड पार्ट। व्हाई? बिकॉज यू हैव रिटर्न कंडीशन ट्रू है। अगर हमेशा कंडीशन ट्रू होगा मतलब एवरी टाइम व्हेन यू रन द कोड ओनली हेलो विल एग्जीक्यूट, तो ये पार्ट कभी रन ही नहीं होगा ना। आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? तो दिस सेक्शन इन द प्रोग्रामिंग कॉल्ड डेड कोड। So somewhere you will get a requirement, you will get a document, you need to observe it, read it, understand it. And if you feel something is wrong, that you can raise in the form of defect. So I can raise it, okay, this is a dead code and which is a problem. This is the defect. Okay, we should not, a developer should not write this kind of logics where application or that particular part will never execute. Are you getting my point? I'm trying to explain you how you do review. तो ये मैंने प्रोग्रामिंग के अकॉर्डिंग बताया, राइट? Similarly, in requirement documents, obviously, whatever requirements, epic stories, whatever you will get, you need to judge that. You need to check that what is the problem in that requirement. And based on that, you can prepare your review report. Got it? Okay, everyone, are you able to hear me, right? Okay, great. So this is how the process goes on. ठीक है? अब जैसे वेरिफिकेशन कंप्लीट होगा, एब्सोल्युटली वी विल स्टार्ट विथ वैलिडेशन प्रोसेस, एंड दैट इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट टुडे. तो हाउ वी वैलिडेट? अब यहाँ पे जो कंसेप्ट है, अगेन इट्स नॉट ओनली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ अ टेस्टर, बिकॉज जैसे कोड रेडी होगा सबसे पहले, ठीक है, वन स्टेप, वेरी फर्स्ट कोड विल बी रिव्यू. ठीक है, रिव्यू मतलब हम लोग पहले वेरिफिकेशन करेंगे. जैसे कोड रिव्यू होगा, देन ओनली द फर्स्ट लेवल बिकम और फर्स्ट लेवल स्टार्ट विच इज कॉल्ड यूनिट टेस्टिंग. तो यहाँ पे आपको सीखना है 4 डिफरेंट लेवल: यूनिट, इंटीग्रेशन, सिस्टम एंड यूजर एक्सेप्टेंस टेस्टिंग. And level wise level, whatever the subtopics, subtypes are available, that is also we are covering. So very first, let's begin with the first level, which is called unit testing. As per the latest syllabus of ISTQB, you will not get this word, this term, unit. You will get component testing. So component is also unit. And what does unit means? So let me tell you. कोई सॉफ्टवेयर के लिए अगर कोई मॉड्यूल है, ठीक है, smallest part of application, simple, smallest part of application, that is also you can call it as module. कोई functionality, ठीक है, कोई method, that is also referred as a unit or simple component. So unit and component is nothing but what? Any module, any smallest piece of a software, any functionality or any method in your application, that we can simple refer as a unit. तो सबसे पहले अगर कोई सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन है, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट, लेट्स से एनी ई कॉमर्स एप्लीकेशन. तो ई कॉमर्स एप्लीकेशन में लेट्स से वी हैव सर्टन मॉड्यूल्स अवेलेबल, प्रोसेसेस, कि चलो यूजर का पहले रजिस्ट्रेशन होना चाहिए, उसके बाद यूजर कैन लॉग इन. आफ्टर दिस यूजर कैन डू व्हाट? लेट्स से यूजर कैन सर्च प्रोडक्ट, and after that user can add product, right, add to cart. Finally what user can do? After that user can go for the payment and checkout process. So developer will never start application development like all module together. Generally there are different teams available in the development side also, and team wise they will complete their work. So guys, consider developer A is assigned to complete registration module. ठीक है, तो डेवलपर ए का रोल क्या है? रजिस्ट्रेशन मॉड्यूल के लिए जो भी वैलिडेशन है, जो भी कोड है, उसको प्रिपेयर करो एज पर द गिवन रिक्वायरमेंट. एंड देन दैट डेवलपर इज ओनली रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू टेस्ट दैट मॉड्यूल whether it is working as per the requirement, and that process is called unit testing. So component testing or unit testing which is always done by the developer. इतना याद रखो, जो भी कोडिंग रिलेटेड वर्क है ना, मोस्टली हम लोग नहीं करते, बिकॉज एवरी टेस्टर इज नॉट अ टेक्निकल पर्सन, ओके, कि जिसको कोडिंग आता ही होगा. दैट्स द रीजन यूनिट लेवल इट इज ऑलवेज डन बाय डेवलपर. इवन इन इंटीग्रेशन जो कोड को मर्ज करने का काम है, वो आप नहीं करोगे. यू विल बी गेटिंग दैट कोड मर्ज फ्रॉम द डेवलपर साइड, बट जैसे कोड मर्ज होगा टेस्टिंग तो आप कर सकते हो, राइट? तो इंटीग्रेशन टेस्टिंग डन बाय द बोथ पीपल, डेवलपर प्लस टेस्टर. यूनिट टेस्टिंग में ओनली डेवलपर. बट देन सिस्टम टेस्टिंग, सिस्टम टेस्टिंग मतलब आप कंप्लीट सॉफ्टवेयर को टेस्ट करोगे. कंप्लीट सॉफ्टवेयर के जो भी फंक्शनैलिटीज है प्लस इसके जो भी क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट्स है, यू नीड टू टेस्ट दोज एट्रीब्यूट्स टू. एंड इसीलिए सिस्टम टेस्टिंग कंडक्टेड बाय टेस्टर. अब इसमें भी दो कैटेगरी है, इंडिविजुअल टेस्टर और स्पेशलाइज्ड टेस्टर. वी नीड स्पेशलाइज्ड टेस्टर टीम टू वैलिडेट क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट. मतलब एक और पॉइंट, initially at a fresher level nobody is going to ask you to do security testing. सिक्योरिटी टेस्टिंग कोई भी फ्रेशर काम नहीं करता, याद रखना। हम लोग जब भी आईटी में काम स्टार्ट करोगे, यू विल बी गेटिंग फंक्शनल टेस्टिंग रोल। तो सिक्योरिटी टेस्टिंग यू विल बी नॉट गेटिंग, नोबडी इज गोइंग टू आस्क यू टू डू परफॉर्मेंस टेस्टिंग डायरेक्टली। हाँ, अनलेस एंड until they have a requirement, okay, and they don't have a team, in that case definitely that will be your role. But the main concern is what? At a fresher level, we don't perform any functional, any performance or any security level testing. जो भी क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट लेवल है जनरली वो आप नहीं करते, बिकॉज वी नीड अ स्पेशलाइज्ड टीम ओवर देयर। तो परफॉर्मेंस टेस्टिंग अलग स्कोप है, सिक्योरिटी टेस्टिंग अलग स्कोप है। वहां पे जो पॉइंट्स आपको याद रखने होंगे या जो भी स्टेप्स आप करोगे, दैट इज कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट। तो सिक्योरिटी टेस्टिंग इज समहाउ इथिकल हैकिंग, जहां पे आपको आपके स्पेशलाइज टीम के साथ काम करके यू आर एक्चुअली डूइंग इथिकल हैकिंग जस्ट टू चेक दैट योर सॉफ्टवेयर क्वालिटी। मीन्स जो एंड यूजर के साइड से होगा, उसके पहले हम लोग क्या करेंगे, वी आर गोइंग टू चेक दैट कि चलो अगर मैंने कुछ सिंपल, लाइक इफ देर इज अ सॉफ्टवेयर विच इज अवेलेबल विथ सर्टन पासवर्ड, तो हम लोग ट्राई करेंगे पासवर्ड को क्रैक करने की। तो वी आर एक्चुअली डूइंग हैकिंग प्रोसेस। वी विल ट्राई टू हैक द सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन, एंड अगर वो सॉफ्टवेयर कोई पॉइंट पे ब्रेक होता है, अगर आप उस पासवर्ड को हैक कर सकते हो, इसका मतलब कोई भी एंड यूजर उसको हैक कर सकता है। आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? तो इसीलिए द इशू शुड नॉट बी सिंपल हैंडल, और इट शुड नॉट बी फेस्ड बाय द एंड यूजर, और दिस काइंड ऑफ हैकिंग शुड नॉट बी पॉसिबल बाय एनी एंड यूजर। तो इसके पहले ही हम क्या करेंगे, वी विल ट्राई टू ब्रेक द एप्लीकेशन, वी विल ट्राई टू आइडेंटिफाई द दैट वीकनेस ऑफ दैट सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन, सम वीक पॉइंट, एंड फिर हम उसको इंप्रूव करने की कोशिश करेंगे। तो परफॉर्मेंस टेस्टिंग, सिक्योरिटी टेस्टिंग, इट्स अ कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट स्कोप, बट स्टिल we do it at a system testing level, because जब तक सॉफ्टवेयर का फंक्शनैलिटी क्वालिटी टेस्ट नहीं होगा, तब तक आप उसको रिलीज नहीं कर सकते। एंड दैट्स द रीजन आफ्टर सिस्टम टेस्टिंग, मींस आफ्टर फंक्शनल एंड नॉन फंक्शनल टेस्टिंग, वी गो फॉर नेक्स्ट लेवल विच इज एक्सेप्टेंस। तो कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर डायरेक्ट डेवलप नहीं होता, स्टेप बाय स्टेप, दैट इज द पॉइंट। तो एवरी लेवल, okay, why testing is divided into 4 level? Again, one more interview question. Why we have a 4 level? Because every level having its different scope, different objective. देखो, यूनिट लेवल का ऑब्जेक्टिव अलग है। यूनिट लेवल पे आप फोकस करते हो फंक्शनैलिटी ऑफ दैट मॉड्यूल, बिकॉज हम एक एक मॉड्यूल को टेस्ट करते हैं ना, तो आर दिस मॉड्यूल वर्किंग फाइन, आप लोग इसके फंक्शनैलिटी पे फोकस करोगे। इंटीग्रेशन में हम एक एक मॉड्यूल को कंबाइन करते हैं, ठीक है, रिलेशन मेंटेन करते हैं। दिस एग्जांपल, I will check that, okay, if a user is registered, same user is able to log in or not. तो इसका मतलब क्या है, we are just combining module and we are concentrating where the relation between the module. तो इंटीग्रेशन का मेन फोकस होता है इंटरफेस बिटवीन द मॉड्यूल, यूनिट का मेन फोकस होता है फंक्शनैलिटी ऑफ दैट मॉड्यूल। सिस्टम टेस्टिंग, as per the scope we need to test the application. Here we do both functional, non-functional, quality attributes, everything. एंड यूजर एक्सेप्टेंस का भी ऑब्जेक्टिव अलग है। यूजर विल टेस्ट इट दैट एप्लीकेशन वेदर इट इज मैचिंग एज पर हिज रिक्वायरमेंट और नॉट। तो यूजर बस रिक्वायरमेंट को टेस्ट नहीं करेगा, जब एंड यूजर कोई प्रोडक्ट को परचेस करेगा और प्रोडक्ट को रिसीव करेगा एज अ डिलीवरी, डेफिनेटली ही विल चेक दैट ड्यूरेशन मैच, बजट मैच, रिक्वायरमेंट मैच, वॉट एवर एग्रीमेंट हैपन। सपोज कोई सॉफ्टवेयर को कोई गवर्नमेंट का रूल फॉलो करना है, so is it that rule conformance of that particular what we can say conditions and all, whether everything is ready in the software, customer will check that and then customer accept the delivery. So why testing is divided into multiple level? Because every level having a different scope. Are you getting my point? And so today let's start with first level. What is component testing? Okay, it is the same process of testing smallest module of the software in isolation. मतलब जब डेवलपर कोई कोड को डिजाइन करते हैं, जब उसको इंडिपेंडेंटली, आइसोलेशन मतलब इंडिपेंडेंटली इंडिविजुअली उसको टेस्ट करना, राइट, सेपरेटली टेस्ट करना। सो प्रोसेस ऑफ टेस्टिंग स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट और स्मॉलेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन इन आइसोलेशन, दैट इज कॉल्ड यूनिट टेस्टिंग। एंड यस, यूनिट इज ऑल्सो कंपोनेंट इज ऑल्सो मॉड्यूल टेस्टिंग। तो यूनिट टेस्ट प्रोसीजर, it is used to validate individual unit of source code is working properly. इसका मतलब मेन फंक्शनैलिटी ऑफ यूनिट टेस्टिंग इज ऑलवेज फंक्शनैलिटी ऑफ दैट सॉफ्टवेयर मॉड्यूल। डू रिमेंबर, Out of all the feature, if this feature you are testing, you need to make sure that this unit is working fine. So we focus on unit testing on a functionality, typically done by developer. And how we can do? So guys, both way. Manually also we can do, automation also we can do. तो जनरली व्हाट हैपन एज अ टेस्टर, जब हम मैन्युअली करेंगे तो यस आपका रोल क्या होगा? इज दैट मीन यूनिट टेस्टिंग इज नॉट डन बाय टेस्टर? ऐसा नहीं है। देखो, सबसे पहले सपोज रजिस्ट्रेशन का ये मॉड्यूल है, ठीक है। व्हाट इज योर रोल इन मैनुअल टेस्टिंग? ऑब्वियसली इन मैनुअल टेस्टिंग यू विल प्रिपेयर टेस्ट केसेस। तो आपका काम है कि टेस्ट केस को प्रिपेयर करना। तो यस एब्सोल्युटली यूनिट टेस्ट केसेस ऑल्सो प्रिपेयर्ड बाय द टेस्टर। बट एक्चुअल टेस्टिंग जो होगा उस यूनिट के लिए, सॉफ्टवेयर के यूनिट के लिए, दैट इज डन बाय द डेवलपर साइड। बिकॉज यूनिट टेस्टिंग का मतलब होता है कोड को वैलिडेट करना, एंड दैट्स अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ अ डेवलपर ओनली। वन मोर पॉइंट, यही टास्क जब आप ऑटोमेशन में करते हो, राइट, वेन एवर यू वॉन्ट टू प्रिपेयर ऑटोमेशन टेस्ट केस और ऑटोमेशन स्क्रिप्ट, तो ऑटोमेशन में वी यूज अ फ्रेमवर्क, ठीक है। ऑटोमेशन में यूनिट टेस्टिंग का एक स्पेशल फ्रेमवर्क अवेलेबल है विच इज वेरी पॉपुलर, टेस्टेंजी। इन टेस्टेंजी हम स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन को आइसोलेशन में टेस्ट कर सकते हैं। तो यस, वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न इन ऑटोमेशन हाउ टू यूज दिस टेस्टेंजी फ्रेमवर्क to perform unit testing. And in automation, you are the person, those are responsible to write your own logic. तो कोडिंग नॉलेज भी आपको यहाँ पे इंपॉर्टेंट है, एंड दैट्स द रीजन प्रोग्रामिंग, ऑटोमेशन पार्ट, एवरीथिंग वी आर कवरिंग, राइट। बट इनिशियली जब हम मैनुअल टेस्टिंग की बात करेंगे तो यस, यू कैन प्रिपेयर टेस्ट केसेस बट एग्जीक्यूशन डन बाय द डेवलपर ओनली। सो यूनिट टेस्टिंग टिपिकली डन बाय द डेवलपर। अब अगर मैं सिंपल एक क्वेश्चन आपको पूछूं, अब मुझे आप बताओ, सपोज एग्जांपल वी हैव अ सॉफ्टवेयर एंड वी हैव अ मॉड्यूल फॉर टेस्टिंग। जब डेवलपर उस मॉड्यूल को टेस्ट करेंगे, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ डिफेक्ट डेवलपर कैन नोटिस? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? सिंपल आंसर क्या होगा? जब कोड टेस्ट करोगे तो कौन से टाइप के डिफेक्ट डेवलपर को मिलेंगे? एब्सोल्युटली इट इज बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट? या थिंक at the time of unit testing, what type of defect noticed by the developer? That is my question. Who wants to try?
Coding defects.
Exactly. All the defect related to coding, developer will able to identify, guys. That is the correct answer. So do remember, as per the level, you should understand what type of defect developer will notice. You can answer functionality related defect, coding related defect, right, related to that module, developer can identify. But क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हो? Example, developer write the logic, something in Java, Python, any programming language. During unit testing, is it possible to identify defect related to requirement? During unit testing of a code or during static testing of the code, is it possible to identify defect related to requirement? मतलब कोई फंक्शनैलिटी अगर कोड टेस्ट करोगे तो गाइज इट इज क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट कि रिक्वायरमेंट रिलेटेड डिफेक्ट को आइडेंटिफाई करना। इट इज मोस्टली फोकस ओनली ऑन अ कोड, तो यू विल एबल टू सी ओनली कोडिंग रिलेटेड डिफेक्ट। Defects related to requirement, even design phase, you will not able to judge, you will not able to identify here. Try to understand. तो कंपोनेंट टेस्टिंग में कंपोनेंट लेवल के डिफेक्ट्स ही नोटिस होंगे। तो फर्स्ट पॉइंट, व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट? या कंपोनेंट टेस्टिंग सेपरेटली करोगे तो यस, फास्टर एरर डिटेक्शन, faster development, verify correctness of the code, to test every function and procedure separately, to help code reuse, even reduce the future cost due to early detection of defect. तो एब्सोल्युटली अगर यूनिट लेवल पे कोई कोड रिजॉल्व और कोई डिफेक्ट रिजॉल्व होगा तो कॉस्ट विल बी लेस, राइट। सेम डिफेक्ट you will not able to see in the integration level, so it's simplified next level, guys. So unit testing, it is always done by the developer, and coding related defect you will able to notice while doing unit testing. Okay, the developer is responsible to notice coding related defect. So tell me, what is this level? Is it clear to all? See, only key point to remember, what is unit testing? It is a process where we can test the software application or smallest part of the software application in isolation. It is always done by developer. Second point, what is the third point to remember? To improve the quality of the development, yes, unit testing is important. बिकॉज यहाँ पे सबसे पहले फोकस होता है फंक्शनैलिटी ऑफ दैट मॉड्यूल। तो फोकस ऑफ यूनिट टेस्टिंग इज ऑलवेज ऑन फंक्शनैलिटी ऑफ द मॉड्यूल। एंड यस, मैन्युअली एंड ऑटोमेशन टूल के साथ भी हम इसको कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं। तो नॉट ओनली टेस्टर, जब डेवलपर इसको अचीव करेंगे तो मोस्टली इन ऑटोमेशन डेवलपर यूज पॉपुलर टूल or popular framework that is called JUnit. Remember, JUnit is a framework which is used by only and only developer team. We don't use JUnit, we use TestNG framework. ठीक है? तो ऑटोमेशन में आपको सीखना है TestNG framework, बट यहाँ पे डेवलपर्स when they conduct unit testing, they simply follow JUnit automation tool. Got it? And this is how you need to prepare for first level, which is a component testing. For this level, we don't have a subtype, we don't have any approach, nothing, because it is purely done by the developer. It is a role of development side only. But in the second level, few topics you need to remember. First point, what is the integration? Integration, it is a process. See a simple definition. It is a process of combining and testing two or more module together, and where we can test relation between the module. Do remember that. Why you are doing integration? बिकॉज हमें दो मॉड्यूल को कंबाइन करके दोनों का इंटीग्रेशन, दोनों का रिलेशन, कम्युनिकेशन हमें टेस्ट करना है. सो इन इंटीग्रेशन टेस्टिंग व्हाट वी टेस्ट, वी एक्चुअली टेस्ट इंटीग्रेशन और इंटरफेस बिटवीन द मॉड्यूल. तो बिटवीन द मॉड्यूल मीन्स कंपोनेंट, their interaction different part of the system such as operating system, file system, hardware and some kind of interface between the system. मतलब जब आप कोई सॉफ्टवेयर को टेस्ट करते हो तो एक एक और चीज, like how we test any interface, because integration it is a process where we can combine two or more module together and we can check relation between them. But you know how we do integration? First thing, types of integration. So guys, there are two types as per the ISTQB. पहला टाइप होता है कंपोनेंट लेवल. व्हाट इज कंपोनेंट लेवल इंटीग्रेशन? कंपोनेंट लेवल इंटीग्रेशन का मतलब होता है अगर एक सॉफ्टवेयर है एंड एक सॉफ्टवेयर के मल्टीपल कंपोनेंट है, फिर वो ओएस के साथ रिलेशन होगा, हार्डवेयर के साथ होगा, या फाइल सिस्टम के साथ होगा, या उसके खुद के मॉड्यूल. एग्जांपल, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट व्हाट्सएप. ठीक है? अब व्हाट्सएप एप्लीकेशन ये मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन है. तो व्हाट्सएप एप्लीकेशन जब आप अपने डिवाइस पे स्टोर करते हो तो मीन्स इट इज रिलेटेड टू इट, इट हैज अ इंटरफेस ऑन योर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम और थ्रू योर ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. करंटली लेट्स से एंड्रॉइड, तो एंड्रॉइड ओएस के साथ इसका रिलेशन है. यस, वी बिकॉज वी इंस्टॉल इट ऑन अ डिवाइस. सेकेंड पॉइंट, व्हाट्सएप के खुद के भी मॉड्यूल है ना. एग्जाम्पल, व्हाट्सएप में कॉलिंग है, व्हाट्सएप में चैट है, व्हाट्सएप में स्टेटस वाला मॉड्यूल है, व्हाट्सएप में पेमेंट वाला मॉड्यूल है. तो देर आर लॉट ऑफ मॉड्यूल्स अवेलेबल. बट नाउ द पॉइंट इज, व्हाट इज कंपोनेंट लेवल? देखो, हर एक सॉफ्टवेयर में ये जो टाइप है ना, ये कॉमन है. एवरी सॉफ्टवेयर रिक्वायर्स कंपोनेंट लेवल इंटीग्रेशन. मतलब it is a relation between that module or that software with its all important module. Are you getting my point? तो ये सारे मॉड्यूल का इंटीग्रेशन इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो सबसे पहले क्या होगा, जब डेवलपर एप्लीकेशन को डेवलप करेंगे, लेट्स से फॉर कॉल दे राइट अ सेपरेट कोड, दे टेस्ट इट, तो वो यूनिट टेस्टिंग होगा. जब चार्ट का मॉड्यूल रेडी होगा उसको भी सेपरेटली यूनिट टेस्टिंग में टेस्ट करेंगे. राइट? यूनिट टेस्टिंग कंप्लीटेड, यूनिट टेस्टिंग कंप्लीटेड. व्हेन दे कैन स्टार्ट इंटीग्रेशन, इंटीग्रेशन के लिए ओनली वन मॉड्यूल इज नॉट इनफ. इन यूनिट टेस्टिंग वन मॉड्यूल इज इनफ, बट फॉर इंटीग्रेशन वी शुड हैव टू और मोर मॉड्यूल. तो वन बाय वन एज पर देयर रिलेशन, एज पर देयर डिपेंडेंसी, डेवलपर क्या करेंगे, कोड को मर्ज करेंगे. तो यहाँ पे सपोज ये चार्ट वाला ऑप्शन एंड स्टेटस और लेट्स से कॉल वाला ऑप्शन मर्ज हुआ, तो ये मर्ज कोड के ऊपर आप लोग क्या करोगे, इंटीग्रेशन टेस्टिंग करोगे. आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? तो गाइस, component level integration is always available for every software application, जहां पे हम एक सॉफ्टवेयर को उसके सारे कंपोनेंट के साथ इंटीग्रेट करेंगे. so that could be related to your hardware, memory, whatever it is. Every component, some external components also we can test. Are you getting my point? तो एक सॉफ्टवेयर उसके जितने भी कंपोनेंट्स है, जब आप उसमें इंटीग्रेशन करते हो, दैट इज कॉल्ड कंपोनेंट लेवल इंटीग्रेशन. Means developer will add the logic, merge the code based on their relation, based on their architecture. Obviously, ऐसे कोई मॉड्यूल दूसरे मॉड्यूल के साथ कनेक्ट नहीं होगा, राइट? इट इज बेस्ड ऑन द आर्किटेक्चर, मतलब डिजाइन। तो जो भी डिजाइन होगा, बेस्ड ऑन द डिजाइन द एप्लीकेशन गेट कंबाइंड और द फीचर्स गेट कंबाइंड टुगेदर. But this is a very common, we can say, relation, component level integration. But you know what? Somewhere we do system level. अब सिस्टम लेवल हर सॉफ्टवेयर के लिए नहीं है. सिस्टम लेवल इंटीग्रेशन का पहले मतलब समझो. कंपोनेंट लेवल में वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वन सॉफ्टवेयर, इट्स ऑल कंपोनेंट, करेक्ट? सिस्टम लेवल का मतलब होता है टू डिफरेंट सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन, sometimes two different software application wants to communicate. So when we conduct relation between two different software application, that integration is called system level integration. What is the example for this? Best example, it's your Google. Let's say somewhere if you try to log in LinkedIn, ठीक है, immediately आपको ऑप्शन आता है, do you want to log in through your Google account? तो Google and LinkedIn दोनों भी अलग है ना? Tell me. LinkedIn application is a different, Google is a different. Then how come LinkedIn will allow you to conduct or to perform login through Google account? Because दोनों application का system level integration है. Are you getting my point? तो how come Google का API है Google Map? How come you guys are able to use Google Map in WhatsApp also? Because उन दोनों का integration है. Are you understanding? Sometimes we need application relation. तो एक सॉफ्टवेयर दूसरे सॉफ्टवेयर के साथ भी कम्युनिकेट कर सकता है, बट दैट इंटरफेस वी कैन कॉल सिस्टम लेवल. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? तो ये हर एप्लीकेशन के लिए एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर एप्लीकेशन. वी कैन यूज सिस्टम लेवल इंटीग्रेशन. जैसे गूगल इज अ बेस्ट एग्जांपल. गूगल लिंक्डइन का कम्युनिकेशन. इवन लेट्स से अमेजोन में जब आप प्रोडक्ट को बाय करते हो, ठीक है, आप लोग क्या करते हो? सपोज मैंने चूज किया कि XYZ प्रोडक्ट एंड मैंने चूज किया यूपीआई, तो मैंने जीपे से मुझे पे करना है. तो अब इस केस में सोचो, Amazon is a different application, GPay is a different application, but still I'm able to make a payment, I'm able to purchase the product. And how it is possible? तो डेवलपर्स लोगों ने उस एप्लीकेशन के रिक्वायरमेंट के बेस पे उन दोनों एप्लीकेशन में क्या किया है? इंटरफेस क्रिएट किया है. एंड दैट इंटरफेस वी कैन कॉल सिस्टम लेवल इंटरफेस. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? तो सबसे पहला पॉइंट क्या है? जब आप इंटीग्रेशन टेस्टिंग करोगे, यू शुड बी वेरी क्लियर अबाउट द आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ द सॉफ्टवेयर. आपको पहले पता होना चाहिए व्हाट टाइप ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर इट इज. बिकॉज जब दो मॉड्यूल को कंबाइन किया जाता है, उस कॉम्बिनेशन वाले टास्क में आर्किटेक्चर के बेस पे ही कंबाइन किया जाएगा. तो फिर आपको पहले ये भी चेक करना है कि व्हाट टाइप ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन इट इज. इज इट अ कंपोनेंट लेवल और दैट इंटीग्रेशन इज कंप्लीटली सिस्टम लेवल? तो क्या यहाँ पे कुछ अलग रूल है? यस, एब्सोल्युटली. You know what? Simple trick is what? Component level we can directly start, but to achieve system level, सबसे पहले सिस्टम टेस्टिंग इंपॉर्टेंट है. एप्लीकेशन का फंक्शनैलिटी परफेक्ट प्रॉपरली होना चाहिए, तभी आप दो अलग अलग सिस्टम को कंबाइन कर सकते हो. तो आई विल राइट बेटर, सिस्टम लेवल इंटीग्रेशन इज ओनली पॉसिबल आफ्टर सिस्टम टेस्टिंग ऑफ बोथ सॉफ्टवेयर. आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? दिस इज अ सिंपल रूल दैट यू कैन रिमेंबर. कंपोनेंट लेवल आप इजीली कर सकते हो, ठीक है, इसके लिए हमें कोई थर्ड लेवल कंप्लीट करना पॉसिबल और इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. बट वेन एवर यू वॉन्ट टू स्टार्ट विथ सिस्टम टेस्टिंग, एब्सोल्युटली आफ्टर सिस्टम टेस्टिंग ओनली वी कैन गो फॉर सिस्टम लेवल इंटीग्रेशन. तो दो सॉफ्टवेयर का कम्युनिकेशन आप कब चेक कर सकते हो? वेन एवर बोथ सॉफ्टवेयर आर वर्किंग फाइन, then only after system testing, after functional non functional testing, or after functional testing at least, you can start with system level integration. Clear? तो अब एक और पॉइंट, इंटीग्रेशन टेस्टिंग टू टाइप्स आर देयर, दैट्स फाइन, कंपोनेंट लेवल, सिस्टम लेवल. बट इसमें आपको सीखना है 4 डिफरेंट अप्रोचेस. तो हाउ एग्जैक्टली डेवलपर मर्ज द कोड? तो डेवलपमेंट, these are actually coming from the development side, so it is also referred as development approaches. But you will get an interview question, what are the different integration testing approaches? So for integration testing approaches, here we are going to discuss 4 approaches where you will understand what is top down, what is bottom up, what is exactly hybrid, and what is exactly big bang. The 4 approaches we have in integration testing. But before that, let's have a look the basic theory again. So first point, what is integration? It is combining and testing multiple component together to test their interface. To remember, to test their interface, this main purpose should be there in your definition. So in integration, we test the relation or integration or interface between the module. And purpose is what? Purpose is to confirm that whatever individual tested unit, they can work together to deliver intended functionality. तो यूनिट टेस्टिंग में ये हर एक मॉड्यूल प्रॉपरली काम कर रहा था, बट जब आप इसको इंटीग्रेट करोगे, नाउ स्टिल द फंक्शनैलिटी रिमेन्स सेम. ओके, दे आर स्टिल स्टेबल, दैट वी कैन कंफर्म. तो इंटीग्रेशन टेस्टिंग फोकस ऑन द रिलेशन, focus on the communication between the module. Now the point, integration testing conducted by whom? Guys, both developer, tester, both are required. It start at the module level when various modules are integrated with each other to form a typical system. Means one by one, module by module, we do integration. It's not like that all module together. But ये जो process है, how we integrate module or how developer merge the code, it is based on approaches. तो मेन फोकस ऑन डिजाइन एंड कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ द सॉफ्टवेयर आर्किटेक्चर. अगर आर्किटेक्चर क्लियर है तो अप्रोचेस अंडरस्टैंड करना इजी है. तो हाउ मेनी अप्रोचेस आर देयर? देयर आर 4 अप्रोचेस: बॉटम अप, टॉप डाउन, क्रिटिकल पाथ फर्स्ट विच इज कॉल्ड हाइब्रिड, और सैंडविच अप्रोच टू, एंड लास्ट है बिग बैंग. अब इसमें एक और पॉइंट, यू नो, जब कोई डेवलपर सॉफ्टवेयर एप्लीकेशन को डेवलप करते हैं तो दे यूज प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. प्रोग्रामिंग में दो टाइप के लैंग्वेजेस अवेलेबल है इन हाई लेवल. फर्स्ट इज अ प्रोसीजरल, सेकंड होता है ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड. ठीक है, अब इसमें बेसिक डिफरेंस बताती हूँ. प्रोसीजरल मतलब इट यूजुअली फोकस ऑन द कंपोनेंट, मतलब एक एक मॉड्यूल के लिए सेपरेट सेपरेट फंक्शन डिजाइन किया जाएगा एंड फिर उस फंक्शन के अकॉर्डिंग हम एप्लीकेशन को डेवलप करेंगे. तो मोस्ट कॉमन लैंग्वेज विच इज सी, which is HTML, VB script, right? It is actually part of a procedural language. And let me tell you, every procedural language, it follows top-down approach. तो ये जो अप्रोचेस आप अभी पढ़ोगे, ये एक्चुअली डेवलपमेंट साइड से है कि प्रोसीजरल का हर एक लैंग्वेज, मतलब सी प्रोग्रामिंग का कोड या HTML का कोड अगर आप प्रिपेयर करते हो तो इट फॉलोज टॉप डाउन अप्रोच. टॉप टू डाउन मीन्स वेरी फर्स्ट वी हैव टू फोकस ऑन द टॉप मॉड्यूल एंड देन हम बाकी सारे मॉड्यूल को एक एक करके डेवलप करेंगे, टेस्ट करेंगे. एंड यू नो वॉट एवर ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड लैंग्वेजेस आर देयर, जो रियल टाइम में हम रियल प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करने के लिए यूज करते हैं, लाइक जावा, लाइक पाइथन, लाइक C#.NET, all these programming language, C++, right? These are the object oriented and it follows bottom up approach. तो guys, main concept मुझे ये बताना है कि whatever approaches are available in integration testing, actually it is based on the programming language, the language which used by the developer to develop that application. But question you will be getting, what are the different approaches in integration testing? So now it is time to understand what exactly these approaches are, how exactly integration happen in multiple or with multiple module. Okay, so before starting with this approach, basic points are clear. What is integration testing, how we integrate the module together, what is unit testing, what the topic we have discussed today, all the review techniques, informal, walkthrough, inspection, and the last technical review. Then in validation, difference between verification, validation. Then we have started with the first level, unit testing. Second level, integration testing. We have just discussed what integration it is and two types of integration, which is nothing but component level and system level. Now it is time to discuss about approaches. But I will be taking these approaches in the next session. So tomorrow we will discuss what exactly bottom up, what exactly top down. And guys, tomorrow itself we'll be starting with third module, which is called, or third level, which is called system testing. And as I told you, once the approaches part will over, let me show you. System testing, whenever I will be discussing different types, you know, smoke, sanity we have, right? So what exactly these types are? From this point only, I will be starting with test case writing process. So here we are going to discuss type. what smoke testing it is and how to prepare any test case for smoke testing, right? What is a sanity level test case? What is functional? Okay, how we can write a functional testing. And then again in performance, depends on your type. Suppose you are testing UI testing, usability, performance, configuration. So as per the type, we'll be learning how to prepare that specific type test case. So you will be very comfortable to understand theory part and टेस्ट केस राइटिंग ऑल्सो बिकॉज दैट्स योर मेन रोल. जैसे डेवलपर का काम है कि कोई एप्लीकेशन के लिए कोड को डेवलप करो, तो वैसे ही टेस्टर का काम है कि कोई अंडरस्टैंड करो कोई रिक्वायरमेंट को एंड उसके बेस पे टेस्ट केस को डिजाइन करो. So I will be giving you different examples and where you will understand what type of testing it is and how to prepare test cases for the same. Is this point clear to all? Okay. So I think today's topic are over. So let's better stop here and we will see tomorrow what are the approaches and then we will continue with the next topic. Okay, great everyone. So let's stop the session. Thank you. Any query, any doubt you can ask till the time. Yeah, do you have any question to ask?
No.
Okay, fine. Please prepare properly. Okay, in case you have face an issue, difficulty, let me know. Right. Okay, bye everyone. Take care. Thank you.